It's not the same funk that I was in before we started testing. This is different because it's new information.
What's up, fertility fam? Let's get these babies, ladies.
Good afternoon, fertility fam. How are you? I've been hiding from you guys, and I was like, let me come on here and face the music. I think I'm a little depressed, you guys. I think I'm a little depressed. I have not worked out this week. I've not meditated. I've not done yoga. I just been in a funk. And so I was like, let me just pick up the camera. And I kept saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, you know, like if I feel a little better, but it hasn't happened. So I'm just going to come on here and face the music. I think I'm a little depressed. And I'm not sure why. Well, that's not true. I have some ideas. I think just this whole fertility process has been grueling, and like, I feel like I'm in the home stretch, but there's also just a lot of feelings about, and you guys have asked, some of you guys have asked in the comments, like, are you going to try to use your own eggs again? Because it seems like it wasn't an egg issue, and I'm not. Of course, those thoughts have crossed my head, but I'm not. I mean, if money were endless and time didn't matter, yes, I would go back and do it. But neither of those are true for me, right? So I have on my waist trainer, so that's why I'm looking a little uplifted, I think. Hi. Oh my God. They're like, oh, you got time to talk to the fam, but you ain't been talking to us? Okay, stop. There's a flash flood warning, so they can't really go outside. I let them out earlier, and I was worried the wind was going to carry them away because it's like, yeah, that's why the flooding comes, because the wind is bad and it just brings the water up. We live on an island. But I was worried they were going to get just like, oh, don't start fighting, girls. Don't start fighting. That they were going to get blown away because Justice got like scooted. Anyway, let me focus. I'm going to make some lunch. It's 2:30 something, 2:38. I think I'm going to make some lunch, a factor meal. I think I'm going to do the shrimp Alfredo. I'll show you guys. And then I'm going to sit and talk with you guys after I eat about what's going on with me, where my mental space is, and kind of like what is rolling around in my head, and what my plans are to snap out of this funk, because I know I can't stay here in this place. But I did indulge myself and say, you know, I don't know, like Tuesday night, like it's okay. It's okay to be here, just not to wallow here. So we're going to get our lives together. But I want to talk through it just because one of you might be going through it. Maybe one of you guys have already done it and, you know, been there, done that, and have advice to offer me. Maybe as a warning, if you haven't done it, like to not feel bad or be too hard on yourself. But I just want to kind of talk through it. And I always feel better when I talk to you guys. So thank you for being good listeners, and always, you know, putting up with my moods. Yeah, let me get this food going, and then we'll sit and chat. Okay, here is lunch. This is a factor meal. It is a shrimp Alfredo with zucchini, noodles, and broccoli. So I'm definitely getting my veggies. It's 10 net carbs, 520 calories, 39 grams of fat, 6 grams of sugar. So it is keto. I've had this one before. It's super yummy. It's actually one of the ones that was missing when I had one meal missing, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, because I had ordered 2 of them and they only put 1 in there. They did refund my money, but yeah, it's yummy. So I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to chat with you guys. I also met with the health coach earlier this week. I haven't been because the lady that I was seeing left the practice, and I was going to see her privately, but then I was like, oh, I'm just trying to go to one spot. So I stayed over a crossover, but I had an interesting chat with her. I need to start logging my meals. I'll talk to you guys about that. Yeah, my weight is also a little bit bothering me. Probably not the way you think, but I'll chat. Let me eat. Let me get my head together and then we'll do a sit down. Hello, how are you? Oh my God, it's so much later. It's nighttime now. It's about 5 hours, 6 hours later. But that's okay. This is not going to be a vlog. But I'm glad that I talked to you guys earlier just so I could prepare myself to get ready for this, because I do need to talk through this with you guys. Hi, honey. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions going on. And so I just want to kind of talk through that. And I am, you know, not just going through something, I'm growing through something. And so I really, first of all, let me just back up. I haven't exercised this week. Remember, I said I was going to exercise. I haven't been great about my water. I haven't been great about my food. I ordered sushi tonight, and I'm going to have a little bit of red wine. Not red wine, rosé. I did look it up. The only contraindication for the doxycycline and the alcohol is that it can make you like dizzy, loopy. So I'm going to have it and then I'm going to go to bed. But I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit about what's going on. So there's something I'm feeling that's causing the self-sabotage, right? Because all of what I've not been doing is like counterintuitive to self-care. I'm not taking good care of myself. Why is that? Am I upset with myself? What's going on? And I feel like there is a little part, not that I'm upset with myself, there's a little part of me that is grieving through all of this, through like I'm scared and I'm excited, but I'm also grieving because now I will always have that question of if I could have used my own eggs. And I know I can't go back, but I still have that question. So I have to figure out like how to grieve that, accept it, and move on, which is different from grieving the loss of the eggs, because before it was like conceptually, I just was like, I was grieving that, okay, I thought I was going to have a child this way. And basically like my eggs died and so I can't. And now that's not the case. Well, I don't know for sure if that's the case, right? Like maybe I could have if we would have figured out this other stuff before, but I can't go back. And I don't want to go back, but I do have feelings about that. And I'm trying to figure out like what's the best way to process it. And I think I just have to heal from that. I have to figure out like what does healing look like. And so instead of being down on myself, I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to accept that that's how I'm feeling, that it feels kind of yucky, that I'm not in a headspace to take really good care of myself. I'm going to keep that as a goal for next week. I'm going to build on things instead of just being like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this on Monday. My first order of business is to get my mind right. So meditation and yoga are what I'm going to do. Of course, I will try and drink water as a thing, but if I don't hit a mark, I'm not going to beat myself up. I think I mentioned earlier, I met with the health coach on Tuesday. I'm going to start marking things in MyFitnessPal, including my water. I need to get a new Apple Watch. I broke my other Apple Watch and I haven't sorted that out. So I will probably in October. I'm trying to like at least pace my spending so I'm not spending so much money. I mean, I know spending it one or the other, but I'm just thinking about like my monthly budget and I'm trying to stay within a spending window because I don't know how much longer this is going to go on, meaning like the fertility treatments, the costs, etc. So I feel like, and not that I'm going to go crazy after my first trimester, but I feel like first trimester, I can kind of ease up on like worrying about counting pennies. And so, yeah. It's just, yeah, there's just a grieving. It's a different kind of grieving. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. Maybe if you haven't experienced it, I don't know. I just know there's a little bit of sadness in me. And I said I think I was depressed earlier. I don't mean to like diminish anyone who has like clinical depression. I'm not comparing myself to someone who actually has that as a mental disorder. I feel sad. I feel really, really sad. And there's a loss and I have to figure out like how to get through it. And I just had to acknowledge it because I kept making excuses. And like even this last weekend when I didn't want to do much, I just didn't want to do much. And I was kind of judging myself for it. So I'm working on getting past that, not judging myself, thinking, allowing myself grace, speaking lovingly to myself, and gently reminding myself that the reason that I want to do these things, yoga, exercise, water, is to take better care of myself, right? It's coming from a place of love. And so if I fall short of meeting those goals, I shouldn't then turn around and beat myself up because that just is counterintuitive. So that it's just a lot going on. But I did want to come on here and say this because I'm sure my energy has been scattered and just my thoughts and everything going on and trying to figure out like timing for this, not for the surgery, for the next biopsy. And I've started it like 4 times a day and I haven't finished it. I'm going to finish it tonight, like marking out the days of like, when does the cycle need to start for me to still have a November transfer, or if it makes sense to ask Dr. McConnell about supplementing with progesterone to drag out a luteal phase a little longer. So it either puts it at the beginning of December, or it would end up, if I stay on my natural cycle, I'll end up having a new period, like no, it'll be, so I ovulated Monday, and my luteal phase is usually like 13 to 14 days. And so I need to write it all down. I'm not even keeping it straight in my head. But my cycle started September 1st. I ovulated on I think it was the 20th. So it was a little bit late. I mean, late compared to what I knew it was going to be coming off of medication. And I'm getting older, obviously. So it's probably, they're going to be longer. It's not going to be my exact 28, 29 day cycle. So this will be like about 31 days, 32 days. Anyway, so I've been looking at that, like what day, if I want to prolong this cycle, like what day would I start progesterone, which would be any day now really, but what day would I stop it and then expect to bleed 3-4 days later? Do you know what I mean? That may not make sense, but I'm just trying to time it right because I want to make sure I have my transfer this year. And I know Columbia closes in the last 2 weeks of December. So the latest I could have my transfer would be about December 15th. So I'm just trying to make sure that all times out, because as I'm thinking about the 3 weeks after the doxycycline, and it had 3 weeks after doxycycline before I can have the biopsy. And the biopsy has to be at the beginning of a cycle, right? So it has to be obviously after the bleed stops, but I think it's like, I don't know, day 8 through 12. So I've got to be in that sweet spot of day 8 through 12 at some point in October, so that I can start meds in November when I start my cycle November 1, if that makes sense. So I just have to map it all out. I know it's possible. I just need to like be careful about it. Yeah, I just want to have the transfer this year. I'm worried about like what my coverage will be next year, because obviously I'm past 50 at this point and I was meant to have coverage until 50, and they're still paying for like my ultrasounds and everything else. So I'm like, what if that shuts off in January? It might not, but why delay it and risk it anyway? And there's been so much work. Like I've been working on this since November of last year, right? Getting all my tests and everything else. And so I would just love, love, love to be pregnant this year after my 4 failed FETs. So that's kind of what's going on. There's a lot of stuff I can't control, and I think the meditation will help with that. I haven't done any guided meditation since the day of my hysteroscopy. So it makes me like a little, I think that just helps me get grounded. I'm a little like just scattered and work is crazy, but all those things will exist, right? Like work will inevitably be crazy. I need to just give myself grace, love myself, and work on being grounded. So that's where I am. I just wanted to share, like that was what was going on, because there's not going to be a weekly vlog this week because I haven't been vlogging. So you guys will have today, and then we'll see what I feel like. I'm not going to like make a big commitment and then beat myself up for not meeting that commitment. When I'm ready, you'll see me on camera. And it may be seamless to you because I think I'm only putting out like 2 videos a week anyway. And so it may be seamless to you, but I wanted to let you know what was going on with me. Again, in case anyone else is going through it, in case you've been through it, if you're on the precipice of thinking it might happen, any of that. So that's kind of what's going on with me. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is well. I feel okay. So I don't want anyone to worry about me. Like I didn't mean to like throw the word depression about, like I'm not thinking about suicide or dark thoughts. I just am not as motivated, and I have not been practicing self-care and not giving myself grace, which I've said earlier this year, but it's a process. It's a process. I said I was working on it earlier this year. I fall down, I get up. I fall down, I get up. It takes a while to develop that as a new habit, even though in my mind I know that's where I want to be. It's not just balls to the walls, you know, for lack of a better expression. I don't know. Like I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what the goal is. and I do my best to keep moving toward the goal, but sometimes I fall down. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that in case you guys have some goals that you've set for yourself and you find yourself like resetting. I think it hit me really hard when I had my physical, and she's like, you've gained weight since last year, which is like, you guys know I've been working on my weight since last year. And so to find out that I was actually lighter this time last year than I was this week, that was also a little unsettling, even though I said I wasn't going to focus on just my actual number on the scale, because I feel like I am recompositioning my body. So I'm building up muscle. So I am going to weigh more. So I need to like process all that, right? Like from the jumping rope and lifting weights, like I have more muscle. So that is going to weigh more. Even if I've lost fat, like fat just weighs less. But I know, what I did is I made myself skinny fat at the beginning of the year. I mean, not just the beginning of the year, prior to that too. I can't go for this speedy weight loss, which is why I like watching April Lauren, because she has had that experience before, and then her weight went up and down, and now she's working on it methodically. So she may only lose like a pound a week, but it's consistent. And that's what I need to work for, because when I'm doing this like up and down, then when I gain the weight back, I gain fat. Like I have these rolls under my arms that I didn't have before, like I guess not under the arms, on the back, like bra back fat. I have that I didn't have before. And I measured myself. So I told you guys I ordered from Skims. I got a bra. I don't know what I was thinking. I ordered like a 36 triple D. It's way too little. Hello, when I was doing the jump rope challenge, my chest is 40 inches around. Like, why would I get a 36? Like, it just is. I remember when I used to have like a cute little 32, like double D boobs. No, those days are gone. And it's okay. I just need to feel good in my body, like no matter what it is. Like I just need to have that body confidence and know that I'm working to improve it, but not feel bad about how it looks. And I've been buying more bodycon stuff. Hopefully you guys saw my haul and you like the haul. Let me know. I think I'm going to do hauls on the other channel when I revamp my channel, but I'm trying to like embrace it. And so I don't know, there was a trigger when I went to the physical on Monday, and she was like, and then she was giving me grace because she was like, I know you've been on meds and all this, and all of that is true. So I don't know why I just went to a dark place in my head, like, but I did. And so I just got to push through that and figure out what that looks like. And maybe there's exercises where I tighten all this up. I mean, the good news is it's not completely out of hand. But it's also a reminder of there's a right way and a wrong way to lose weight. And for me, if I lose more than like 1.5, 2 pounds a week, I become skinny fat. Like the scale drops, but I'm losing muscle and I'm losing muscle tone, right? I can see that from like the videos that I did and just pictures. Like I can see it in my legs where I've lost muscle tone. It's better since jump roping, but I got to get back to jump roping. Well, I want to get back to jump roping when I'm ready to get back to jump roping. So yeah, I don't want to do that again where I'm just like, my only goal is on weight. My goal right now is on overall well-being, mental, physical health. And so I just have to give myself grace. And hopefully you guys find the space to give yourselves grace and to also give me grace. I am in a vulnerable position and I'm putting myself out there, and I get so many messages about women who my videos have helped, so that keeps me motivated. But I'm also documenting my own journey. Like I think it's going to be amazing to show the babies like what the journey was to get to them, so that they never doubt that they were wanted and loved. Of course, there are the people who make, oh my God, I was watching Joy Amore today, and she does these car chats, which I like. And she was like, don't let people come and try to make a withdrawal from you if they haven't made a deposit. And she was talking about people like putting comments in who aren't subscribers or just saying negative stuff. And so I need to remember that. I need to not take the negative comments personally. Like that's something going on with the people who are leaving the negative comments. Like it just is. Like it doesn't make any sense for you just to go on the internet to a random channel and comment on my age or my income or my intentions. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something wrong with that person. And so I have to take that in. Like, there's something wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, they're going to be wrong whether I'm here on the planet or not. Like, that's something that they need to address and heal within themselves. And so, and the same thing for people who are of a different mind and somehow offended that I'm not taking the path that they took. Like, adoption is not for me. Surrogacy or gestational carrier is not for me. Just take it for what it's worth. This is what I'm saying today. If you go back to my videos in, 2018, donor egg wasn't for me. That's where my head was. So this is where my head is right now. There's no point in convincing me or trying to convince me. And there's no point. I mean, I guess there's a point in sharing your story if you want me to know, but it doesn't mean that I have to take it on because you did it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the choice you made for you. That was the best choice for you at the time based on the information you had. I'm making the best choice for me at the time based on the information that I have. And so that's where I am. And I just have to like block out all the other noise, if you will. Especially now, I've been watching a lot of vlogs lately, and apparently the internet trolls are everywhere. I don't know where I've been under a rock. I didn't realize like there's just a tribe of people who go out and say nasty shit on people's videos. So there you go. My grandma always said, if everybody likes you, you ain't doing something right. So I must be doing something right, Grandma. I must be doing something right. All right, I think I've rambled enough. Hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, I'm in a little bit of a funk. I'm going to get out of the funk. And it's not the same funk that I was in before we started testing. This is different because it's new information. But I feel like it's information leading to the baby. And I was already on the path of the donor conceived children. And so I need to stick to that path and not think about woulda, coulda, shoulda, because it's for naught. I have 6 embryos, and hopefully I get at least 2 take-home babies from them. I have 6 embryos, 6 babies waiting for me to hold them, carry them, love them. And so I have to stay focused on that. That's where my energy needs to be, and making the best vessel for them to come into this world through. Yes. The girls are about to start acting up, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Thanks for rocking with me. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Baby, that's to us all.